Hey guys, Lord here, back in with another action figure review, and today, because I've been saying I have this figure, so I might as well prove that I ain't bullshitting you, gonna be taking a look at the Batman Reanimated Series, or the Animated Series, Target exclusive, oh jeez, Bane, from the Collectible Bruce Wayne wave. This, of course, brought to us by the fine folks over at DC Direct and or McFarlane Toys, pick your poison. But currently, this is the only one I have from that wave because it's Bane's and Poison Ivy's. But the other two, the Phantasm and the Hardak Batman, no show. Never seen them. I don't think my store ever got those. Any other stores that might have, they don't have them. So not sure what's up with that. I know there was a Hardak Batman sort of local to me, but I have no idea if that's still there. So, with that being said, I do actually have the Phantasm from when DC Collectibles was making these. Cool figure, but a little lacking in terms of accessories. Probably because he only has one arm that can have swappable hands. The Hardak Batman, it's another Batman variant. Just as good as any other one as far as I'm concerned, even though he's got some metallo bits going on. I know it ain't metallo, come on. And then Poison Ivy, well, I already mentioned in another video that bitch broke, so she's obviously fucking shit. So, Bane, by default, is the best figure of the wave. And not for nothing, he's the one I wanted the most. Probably is the best, for the most part. But we're going to talk about it, so with that being said, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look see at all Bane has to offer in terms of accessories, starting off with the collectible trading card with a picture of Bane right on the front. There's a bio on the back. No, he does not break Batman's back in this series, nor does he fight Azrael, but there is a Bruce Timm style Azrael figure that I'm really hoping McFarlane Toys reissues before they're done with the DC license. I want it so bad, but I didn't buy it because I didn't trust DC Collectibles' plastic at the time. They reissued the Red Hood. I'm hoping they reissue him and maybe the Deathstroke. There was like a vampire Batman and a Batman Who Laughs too. Those would be cool, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Because Farland Toys seems to be putting all their effort into the DC Multiverse line, which I get. That's kind of the meat and taters of their DC licensing dealio going on, but still, I like some of the other stuff they got going on as well, like these. But as far as actual accessories go, we get a pair of grip hands. Wrong hinge for holding stuff, but it's whatever, I guess. We get a pair of style pose hands or back breaker hands. Also get a pair of relaxed hands. And he's just kind of chilling. And for those grip hands, we do get a little dumbbell. So that's cool. Or a barbell. I know the Kenner one actually came with a big one of these to throw. So that's kind of neat. But there is that. No crazy bulgy eye head, though. I would have liked that, but this tube doesn't come out. So probably a good thing it doesn't come with that. But at any rate, take a look at Bane here. He's got a bit of a belly. He kind of looks like he has a gut going on, so that's kind of funny. But I think the other one looks way more like buff and imposing, whereas this one, it's more realistic. Yeah, he's jacked, but he's not like brick shithouse jacked. The other one's brick shithouse jacked. He's got like the V shaped torso, super giant arms. His arms are like twice as big as these, I swear. But he also looks like a gimp ass, so I guess there's that. But as far as articulation on this guy goes, his head will rotate side to side. It will look up a little bit. It will look down a little bit. He can actually turn his head despite the fact his neck is kind of facing forward. So that is nice. He can tilt. It is a double ball peg, but it's not the most effective one. I think Killer Croc's probably more effective than that. His shoulders will pop out to the side, back down. It will rotate forward and back, no problem. Single jointed elbow. Whoop. Gives you a little, right around 90. This arm, it does have pretty decent range, even with this tube here. So you can get it up like that. It'll be fine. And even rotate it. But just be mindful of the tube. You can even pop it out like that. You know, if you finagle with it, you could probably rotate it all the way around. Especially like back. But, you know, just be mindful of that tube. You don't want to snap that sucker off. It is thin PVC, I'm guessing. He does have a swivel hinge wrist, which is pretty stuck. But it does move a little bit there. It does have a waist twist, which is really tight. But it does work. He's got his leotard underoos going on there. Rather than just having blue pants, he's got to have like the little black crotch cover there. Which I think this is the only Bane that's ever had that. His hips will kick forward and back a little bit. Not the tightest things ever. I feel like this leg's a little limp. There's this one, not so much. They do kick out. That's at least tight, so you don't gotta worry about that. It does have a single jointed knee. Not the tightest thing there either. Not the prettiest either. Look at that. Ooh. He does have a boot swivel with a hinge in the foot. No rocker, which is very odd because he has plenty of room for one, so I don't know why he doesn't have one. But he doesn't. But not for nothing though. This is, and along with Poison Ivy, the last bad guy from the 5-pack DC Collectibles did back in the day. It was a 5-pack of this guy, Mr. Freeze, who I've looked at on the channel, Killer Croc, who I've looked at on the channel, Poison Ivy, who I had, but she broke. I do intend to get another one because I do need her for the Build-A-Figure piece, and I do need her in general. I don't have like the New Adventures one. They reissued that. But the only other character we don't have from that 5-pack is one of the police officers. She's the Hispanic police officer lady, whose name escapes me. Is it Rosa? Officer Rosie or something? I cannot remember to save the life of me. But she is Hispanic. She's cool. It'd be cool to get that character in like another wave of these. Along with like Catwoman. Like, we don't have Catwoman. It just dawned on me. So that's kind of whack. But it is a chick figure, so I guess that's maybe why. We also have never got the Penguin reissued. I have the old one, but we never got a reissue of him, although he is kind of big. And then I guess they could throw another Batman in there. Not sure what one that would be, but there's a Batman in every wave, so I guess they would have to throw one in there. I guess maybe one of the Kenner figures revamped this new line, but yeah, other than that, you know, the tail end of the DC Collectibles Batman animated run, you know, the super rare shit, got a lot of those banged out for the most part. Even like the last individually released figures, like Batgirl, Hardak, Batman, Scarecrow, Two-Face, who I don't have, unfortunately. Same with Batgirl, and Grey Ghost. All of those have been reissued, so, you know. McFarlane has done a good job at banging these out, but there's still some to go. Hopefully they get to them, especially Catwoman. I at least want that one, because I didn't buy the original because she was fragile, and that's not Italian. So, with that being said, I think it is time now that we move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here's good old Bane, alongside a couple of Batman animated series figures from the fine folks over at DC Direct and McFarlane Toys. Once again, pick your poison. Not from the Collectible Bruce Wayne wave, but from the Collectible Jonah Hex wave, which I just finished yesterday. Please check those videos out if you haven't already. Really appreciate it if you did. But we have the Combat Belt Batman, just so you know how Bane looks, next to a Batman as well as a Killer Croc, who Bane did fuck up pretty good in not just the show, but also, I think, the Nightfall comic book, if I'm not mistaken. Or is it Vengeance of Bane? I'm a little confuzzled as of the order of those things, because the internet lied to me for years and years and years, and I'm not okay with that. But at any rate, Bane kicks the shit out of Killer Croc before he moves in and starts fucking with Batman here in the episode he shows up in. Very late in the series. Killer Croc had been around for at least a season or two before Bane even showed up. Because not long after Bane showed up, they changed it to the new Batman adventures, where Bane got the whole gimp look with the spiked collar and whatnot. But at any rate, getting these two out of the way, so we can make way for our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulith. As well as the infamous K-11 Spawn, who he is taller, but just like Killer Croc, he's not tall enough to be towering. So with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and if you haven't figured it out by now, since it is the only figure I have from this wave, not only because it's the only one I was able to find and not fuck up, but it is also the only one I really, really, really wanted if I couldn't find the rest. So yes, good old Bane here is by far my favorite, and in my opinion, the best figure of the wave, because I already got the Phantasm from the old DC Collectibles run of these. Cool figure, but a little lacking in terms of accessories. The Hard-Act Batman, it's just another Batman. Granted, he has some Metallo bits showing. I know it's not Metallo, it's Hard-Act, but you know what I mean. Same thing. And, well, as far as Poison Ivy goes, fucking bitch broke. So, obviously, she's not very good. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.